Have you ever met someone who seemed not quite from this world? Someone with a strange, almost ethereal quality you just couldn't put your finger on? Well, let me tell you about a boy named Leo, who didn't just meet someone like that. He found him sitting on a park bench, staring up at the clouds with the saddest eyes he'd ever seen. Leo was just a kid, maybe 10 years old, full of that innocent, boundless curiosity. He walked up to the man, who was dressed in simple, slightly worn-out clothes, and asked, "Are you okay, mister?" The man looked down, and a slow, gentle smile spread across his face. It was a smile that seemed to hold ancient secrets. "I'm misplaced," the man said, his voice soft like rustling leaves. "I believe I'm an angel dot, or I was. I seem to have forgotten my wings somewhere here on Earth." Now, any other kid might have laughed or run away, thinking the man was crazy. But not Leo. He saw the genuine sorrow in the man's eyes, the deep longing for the sky. He believed him instantly, and in that moment, helping this wingless angel became his singular divine mission. "Don't worry," Leo said, his voice full of a sudden, newfound purpose. "We'll find them. I'll help you." And so began the most extraordinary friendship. The angel, who said his name was Cassiel, had no memory of how he lost his wings, only a vague feeling of falling, of a great, disorienting tumble. He couldn't remember what they looked like either. Were they made of light? Of feathers? Of stardust? So Leo made it his life's work. Every day after school, they'd embark on their search. Their quest was one of pure imagination. Did the wings get caught in the branches of the tallest oak tree in the city? Leo would climb it, scraping his knees, peering into every nook, while Cassiel waited below, a look of hopeful patience on his face. Did they fall into the river and float out to sea? They'd spend hours at the docks, watching the ships, Leo asking sailors if they'd seen anything that looked like a pair of lost, celestial wings. He described them with a poet's flair, as wide as a car, shimmering like a heat wave, 100 different possibilities. Over the months, something beautiful happened. Cassiel, the angel who had forgotten how to fly, started to remember other things. He taught Leo how to find constellations on a cloudy night. He showed him how a single act of kindness, like helping an elderly woman with her groceries, could create a ripple of light that only he could see. He taught Leo not about heaven or divinity, but about the magic hidden in the mundane, the beauty in the everyday. In trying to help the angel find his wings, Leo was learning to see the world through his eyes. He started noticing the kindness in strangers, the resilience of a flower growing through a crack in the pavement, the symphony of the city. He was finding the angelic in the ordinary. One evening, as winter was setting in, they sat on their usual park bench. It had been almost a year. Leo was feeling discouraged. "We've looked everywhere, Cassiel," he said, his breath fogging in the cold air. Maybe they're gone forever." Cassiel put a warm hand on Leo's shoulder. "Leo," he said, his voice filled with an emotion Leo had never heard before. "Look around you. Look at what you've done this past year." He gestured to the park, to the city lights twinkling around them. "You climbed trees for me. You spoke to strangers for me. You showed me this world, and in doing so, you showed its people a kindness they might not have seen otherwise. You've been mending things I didn't even know were broken." Leo looked confused. "But your wings. You still can't fly home." Cassiel smiled, and this time his eyes weren't sad at all. They were glowing. "Oh, Leo," he said softly, "I didn't lose my wings when I fell to earth. I gave them away a long, long time ago, piece by piece, feather by feather. Every time I helped someone, every time I inspired a bit of hope, I left a small part of myself behind." He looked directly at Leo, his gaze full of immeasurable love. "My mission was never to find my wings, my dear boy. It was to find someone like you who could learn to build their own." And as Leo stared at him, he finally understood. The angel hadn't lost his wings, he had planted them, and they were growing right there in the heart of a small boy who had been brave enough to believe. Before you scroll away, hit that subscribe button